Have you ever had a question but didn't know the answer? Have you ever thought of doing something, maybe inventing something, or had this nagging idea but didn't know how to satisfy it? Well, that's where the internet comes in handy. The internet, or some may call it the World Wide Web, is the greatest technology ever invented. Its birth is reflective of what it is today. A full collaboration of ideas, technology, computers, and the best information infrastructure that has ever existed. In the beginning, all was silent until, in 1962, the concept of a galactic network was born through the mind of J.C.R. Licklider of MIT and described in a series of memos about social interactions and the possibility of them being globally connected through computers. Licklider was the first head of a computer research program called DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. DARPA is an agency of the United States Department of Defense responsible for the development of technologies for use by the military. Licklider was able to spread his network concept throughout DARPA and passed on his teachings to Ivan Sutherland, Bob Taylor, and MIT researcher Lawrence G. Roberts. While Licklider was exploring the concept, so was Leonard Kleinrock of MIT. In July 1961, he published the first paper on packet switching theory, and in 1964, he published the first book on the subject. These packets are small files that allow the succession of the protocol, which is Internet speech, to meet and connect. The packets are pushed through several avenues of networks before reaching the end computer. Kleinrock convinced fellow researcher Lawrence Roberts of using packets rather than circuits. This turned out to be a major breakthrough in the networking capabilities of computers. A year later, they teamed up with Thomas Morell and ta-da! They connected a computer in Massachusetts to a computer in California through speed dial-up telephone line. However, this experiment was not completely successful because instead of following Kleinrock's suggestion of packet switching, as discussed earlier, Roberts used circuit switching, which turned out to be slower and insufficient. Long story short, circuit switching is for phone calls, and packet switching is for data. So in 1966, Roberts headed to DARPA to develop the complete computer network. He called it the ARPANET, a small individual network of computers. Soon after, the original concept transformed into the Internet.
Now remember, the Internet is mainly a group of scientists with an idea and a couple of wires and old, very old computers. Of course, there were a host of digital commands language that followed, such as the HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, URLs, Uniform Resource Locator, QRC, Quick Response Code, hyperlinks, browsers, computer software, digital databases, ISP, Internet Search Provider, bandwidth, streaming media, etc. But we won't bore you with the details just yet. Isn't it fascinating how the collaboration of many geniuses with a simple concept created the infinite and also powerful knowledge infrastructure called the Internet? And what's even more mind-blowing is that out of their alliance and teamwork, they're giving the world that same identical gift of harmony. Because, in all actuality, that's exactly what the Internet is. Harmony.
Computers come together to accomplish ideas that people have brought together, a complete web of technical harmony. By now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, okay, I understand the jargon and all that, but how exactly do I utilize the internet? Perfect question. You're using the internet now, right? All the information that you just read and all that we have collected is with the help of the internet. We are communicating. We are in terms being social. We are socially connecting interactively through the internet. If we, the internet giants, wanted to, we could have been visually speaking to you in a video called a podcast. Actually, since we didn't want to show our faces, some of us are recording through a microphone attached to our computer. Auditory transference, by way of the internet, of course. There are many platforms that allow us to communicate asynchronously, which means we can interact with each other while in different time zones or different time schedules. Examples are discussion groups or academic discussion boards, email, blogs, and social media web pages. We can even chat in real time, synchronous. We can meet in chat rooms or message boards publicly or privately. Family photos can be shared virtually, and our best friends can be a million miles away.
Now, besides being socially selfish, the internet is useful in the medical field. It can help surgeons perform surgeries, investigate illnesses, inspect 3D images of the human body, and use mini computers as cameras to go into the human body and spy on potential health concerns. Also, in the areas of education, knowledge is infinite when the internet is involved. Educational courses can be taught online, frogs can be dissected in biology online classes, planes can be flown through flight simulation, and kindergartners can be taught to read. There are in fact numerous advantages of the internet, but we would not be honest, nor the internet giants, if we did not make you aware of these disadvantages. The biggest disadvantage of using the internet is safety and security of personal information. Just as you are opening yourself up to a world of outside knowledge, you are exposing yourself to the same interference. As you are watching people, someone just as simply could be watching you. Our personal computer addresses, our ISP addresses, can be found and looked up from someone such as a hacker or even a pesky virus that wants to attach to our data files and hook up to our passwords, then wipe out our bank accounts. Scary, huh? Well, yes, but it doesn't have to be. There is something called cyber safety that you can research on your own. We, the internet giants, are much too busy to do everything for you. But look it up. It's the internet. Talk for search using your browser at the top of your computer screen. And look up security downloads like virus protection and firewalls to protect yourself and your computer. You will be grateful you did.